Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So on this video we are going to be continuing this particular jumpsuit. I have already done the part 1 of this um cut together fitted jumpsuit. So let's get right into this tutorial. Kindly check out the previous video for the part 1. So this at the part 1 I already cut the front piece, so we are going to be going right into cutting the back piece. So I placed the front piece on a folded piece of fabric. So I folded this fabric and I placed the front piece on top. So here I'm marking out the armhole. Can you see? That is where our armhole is going to start. And then I also checked, can you see how many inches I have for the armhole. Then I marked out my underbust line, the half length line, and the waist line. So you're going to mark out all these lines, also the hip line, because you are going to need it for your back piece. So after that, I'm going to I'm going to define that flap line or crotch. So can you see I defined that flap line. So guys, I noticed that the allowance I have on that folded part is not going to be enough, because remember, for your trousers, whenever you're making a trouser, your allowance is going to be on one side, that is the flap area or the crotch area. So I found out that the allowance I have there is not going to be enough, so I had to shift my trouser so I will have enough allowance on that flap area. So also define that your crotch area, the upper area, that is the top to your crotch, and then also define your line for the hip, the waist, the half length, and the bust point. So for this part from the hip down, we are not going to touch it, so that is why I marked that out. So after I've defined my line, we are going to go straight into putting our measurements. Remember that this is going to be the back piece. So first of all, you are going to remove your zipper allowance. I'm trying to highlight this line. So that's the underbust, this is the half length, and then the other one is the waist line. So after that, I'm going to introduce my zipper allowance, which I use 1.5 inches for this particular outfit. I use 1.5 inches and I curved it down, entering into the flap. So I did not go 1.5 inch all the way down. Can you see the way I just curved into the flap, so that it's not going to affect my flap. Remember, this is a cut together jumpsuit. So after that, I'm going to be placing my round bust measurement divided by 4. I'm going to place it on that line, that is the upper part, that is the armhole, divided by 4, and I added 1.5 inches allowance, and then I came down by 1.5 inches at the zipper area and then curved into the armhole, because I want the back to come down a little bit. So you can skip this if you don't want your back to come down. So next, I'm going to be dividing my round underbust measurement by 4, and I'm going to place. Remember, you are placing from after the zipper allowance. Please don't place from the first line. You're going to place from the second line. Then you're going to bring down that measurement you have on your underbust. You're going to bring it down to your half length. Then you're going to place your round waist measurement divided by 4, and you're going to add your 1.5 inches sewing allowance. Then you're going to connect your sides. You're going to connect it, and this is what we have after connecting it. So that side is ready. We are done with that side. So you're going to come to the crotch area, that's the flap side, and you're going to extend your flap, and you're also going to extend that waist to hip line. So you're going to place your tape. You're going to mark out 1 inch at the side for both the waist to hip line and the crotch, and you're going to place your tape facing the flap, pin the 1 inch that you removed, and flip over to get your round thigh measurement. And then you add 1.5 inches. Remember, on the front we added 1.5 inches allowance for the hip. Then for that waist to hip line, you're going to place your hip measurement divided by 2. This time around, divided by 2. You're going to place your tape from that flap area, pin down at that 1 inch, and then flip your tape from that 1 inch. That is how you're going to get your hip measurements, and you're going to mark that out. Remember, that was exactly what we did at our tie. Remember, the tie measurement, we did not divide by anything. So you connect your curve. Can you see? And then at the knee length, you're going to come out with 2 inches. At the down, you're going to come out with 2 inches. So you're going to go with 2 inches down. So you're going to connect from that flap area to your 2 inches and all the way down. And this is it for the back piece of this jumpsuit. So next, you're going to go ahead and cut out. Please, if this is your first time coming across this channel, kindly give this video a thumbs up and hit on the subscribe button. Also turn on the notification bell. You can also share this video to whoever you know might need it. And please don't forget to drop your thoughts and your questions via the comment section. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel. We post tutorials, fashion hacks, sewing, easy sewing, and everything fashion on this channel. So here I am cutting out. Make sure you cut out. You cut out. So this is it. This is our back piece. So the front piece and the back piece are ready. So this is me creating my dart. For my dart, I divided my nipple to nipple measurement by 2, which is 7 inches divided by 2, 3.5 plus ½ inch. So I'll go out from the line after the zipper allowance, and then that is the 4 inch. So from the upper part, I come down by 8 inches, and then at the end of the dart I have 19 inches. So that is it for my dart. This is the back piece. Remember, the front piece already has its dart. It's going to be like a straight dart that almost looks like a padding, but there's not going to be padding on it. So this is me trying to measure what I have here for the dart. So I'll also transfer that to the other side of the back side of the other side of the back piece. Remember, your back piece is 2, your front piece is 2. So this is my dart. You mark out your dart, and that is it for that. So next, I'm going to be cutting a piece of fabric that I'm going to use for facing. So this is the back. I'm cutting the facing that I will use for the upper part of the back. Remember that this outfit, there's no lining to turn it, like we're not going to turn it with lining, so we need a facing for the finishing of the upper part, and that is what I am cutting out. This is for the back. This is for the back. So our back facing is ready. Can you see? This is how it's going to be by the time I turn it. So next, we are going to cut the facing for the front. So you're also going to get pieces of fabric. Remember, this front almost looks like padded, but it's not. So you get a piece of fabric and you are going to, place it. Remember that this front piece, the facing is going to like come down a little bit, so it's going to cover that area that looks like padded. So that is why I have this much fabric for the front piece. So you're going to place the upper part of your front piece on your fabric for facing. You're going to place it and you're going to cut it exact. Can you see? So this is me cutting it out. Cut it exact. Cut. So you see, I'm cutting it the exact way the main material is, the main outfit you are cutting is. Can you see? So that is going to serve as the facing for the front piece. Can you see? So that is it. If you want to join, you are going to, don't worry, I'm going to show you guys how I join. So this is what we have. This is the facing and this is the main dress. This is the main jumpsuit, sorry. So next, I know you guys noticed I have something like a flap at both sides of the outfit of the jumpsuit. So this is me trying to cut the flap, but I'm sorry guys, at some point I didn't know my phone stopped recording. But the flap, I just placed the jumpsuit, the front piece on top, and I traced it out. So I lost part of this video, but I believe this is something that we can do. So I just traced out the side, and can you see, I just cut out the side, and then for inside I just traced it out, curving it outwards all the way down. I'm sorry I lost this part of the clip, and I'm sorry. So this is it. This is the flap I was trying to cut. So you see, the upper part is thinner than the down part, so I slanted it outwards all the way down. So this is the facing I cut for the flap. So the side that is going to face inwards, the side that we are going to be seeing, we are going to turn it with a facing, after which you are going to use a hemming gun to hold it down. So that is exactly what I am doing here. So I'm trying to like turn the part that is going to be outside. So I've sewn one side, I want to sew the other side. I want to like sew the facing for the other side. So I'm going to top stitch on the facing. Can you see? I am top stitching on the facing. So by the time I iron, it's going to relax very well. So this is me top stitching on the facing. So I'm going to do that for the two sides. So this is it. I'm done top stitching on the facing, and this is our back piece. So I want to go ahead to mark out the part that I'm going to put my zipper and then close the remaining part of the flap. And then this is the front piece, and I'm going to join I'm going to first of all join the center of the front piece. So if you guys remember, I told you guys I made a mistake while cutting this front piece. I was supposed to add half-inch allowance for this particular joining I'm doing right now, but I forgot to do that. So please don't forget to do that when you want to make your own. So after joining the center, I'm going to close the dart, the front piece, the dart for the front piece. So you're going to start at the bottom, like down all the way up. And this is it for this particular side. So we are going to turn to the second side. Can you see? So we are going to turn to the other side, and we are going to close also. Please make your dart to be pointed so that by the time you iron, it will relax. And that is it for the main fabric, the main outfit. Can you see? And so we are going to go ahead and also turn the facing. We're also going to close the center of the facing, and you will sew the both sides. Remember, start from downward all the way up. Start from down all the way up while sewing your dart. Sew one side, so this is the other side. So after this, I'm going to go ahead and sew the dart for the back. This is the back, so I'm going to go ahead to sew the dart. I'm sewing the dart already. After which you go ahead and sew the facing for the back piece. This is the facing for the back piece. Sew the facing for the back piece and top stitch on the facing. Top stitch on the facing so that by the time you iron, it relaxes. Sew it down both sides. Can you see? Sew it down both sides. So you're also going to do the same for the other back. And this is the second back. We've already sewn the facing, top stitched, and now I am sewing both sides. I'm holding it down. So this is it. This is it. So next is going to be our zip. So go ahead and attach your zip. I like using gum stay for the back of my zip whenever I'm making a fabric that is stretchy at all. So this is me sewing my zip. So go ahead and sew your zip. And guys, my zip is ready. So make sure you fold your zip in. The excess for your zip in, make sure you fold it in. And guys, this is it. So our back piece is ready. So let's go ahead and get our front piece. So we ironed open the breast area. See, I used an interfacing. Please, I was supposed to use a black interfacing, but I couldn't find a black interfacing here, so I had to use that one. Please guys, don't do like me. So after that, I'm going to place my flap both sides. Can you see? This is that flap I cut out that I turned with a facing. So I'm going to place it both sides of the front, and I'm going to sew them down. And the side I'm going to sew all the way down. So this is it. Can you see? This is it. I'm going to sew all the way down. So this is me trying to secure with my pins so that it will be in place for me to sew. Please guys, if you're watching up to this moment, that means you're really enjoying what we are doing here. Thank you very much for sticking up to this moment. Please don't forget to hit on the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell so that you get notified whenever we drop a new post. Please give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to share your thoughts and your questions via the comment section. Also, don't forget to share this video to your friends and family who might find this video helpful. Thank you very much guys. So this is me sewing down this side, the flap. This is me sewing it down. I'm done sewing one side, so let me go ahead and sew the other side. So you go ahead and sew the other side all the way down. All the way down. And this is what we have guys. So I'm done sewing and I've already ironed. Remember I told you I'm going to use hemming gum for that. So can you see? It's already looking beautiful guys. Like I can't wait to see the outcome of this beautiful outfit. So I've sewn it all the way down. Can you see? And I've pressed my flap. So next is to turn my front piece with its facing. This is the facing for the front piece, and I'm going to go ahead and sew it down. Sew with the facing. After which you are going to go ahead and top stitch. Go ahead and top stitch on the facing. Remember your top stitching on the facing. After which you are going to sew both sides. You're going to move both sides and sew down. And that is it. So can you see? The next thing is to go ahead and join with your back piece. So you're going to place your measurements, your round measurements divided by 2. Your round measurements divided by 2. So this is for the bust divided by 2. You're going to place and you're going to mark. Can you see? And you're also going to divide what you have by 2. So you're going to share both sides. So you're also going to do the same for your underbust, for your waist, and for your hip. So I'm trying to impute my round measurements so that I can go ahead and close the jumpsuit. So all the way down. So this is me closing my jumpsuit. So I stopped halfway because I have not folded both my flap and the main jumpsuit. So I stopped halfway. So you're also going to place your measurements for the other side and then sew all the way down. Guys, this video is too long, but if you have reached to this moment, that means you find this video interesting. Thank you very much for sticking by. Please don't forget to hit on the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, and also drop your thoughts via the comment section. Your thoughts and your questions via the comment section. So this is the flap area. I'm not closing both sides. So this is the flap, the center of your jumpsuit. This is the inner part of your jumpsuit. So I'm closing with 1 inch for the inner part of my jumpsuit. So I start from the down to the center and then I go back to the other leg and start from the down to the center again. So this is it. And guys, next you're going to fold your leg of your trouser, and then this is what we have, guys. Is this not heavenly? Please let me know in the comment section if you're going to be trying out this simple, beautiful jumpsuit tutorial. And thank you very much for sticking to the end of this video. See you in my next video, guys. Bye.